Street. Please look right for traffic when exiting. Now, just strongly recommended while on the TTC.
Hey everyone, it is Saturday, December 31st. And I can't see the time right now because my sweater is covering up my watch. But it is 1:14 p.m. and the temperature is around 8 degrees Celsius. That was the 504 King streetcar I was just on. And this will be, at least I think it'll be, the last pre-recorded walk in the year of 2022 I record for this channel. There's another 504 King streetcar. And it is raining lately, and off in the distance there you can see some of the towers in the financial district. But they start to disappear into the fog the higher up they get. And this is Berkeley Street. And on the corner here, they have started construction of what will be eventually an Ontario Relief Line subway station. I still call it the Relief Line, even though it is just the Ontario line. I'll be taking a bit of a look back on 2022 during this vlog, as well as what there is to look forward to in 2023. My camera on zoom there, at least as far as this channel is concerned. So this is Front Street East. I was recording a live stream from home last night, and I asked in the chat where I should head out and record for today. And someone suggested the Esplanade.
I do think it'll be really nice for that.
That sounded like a good enough idea to me.
But I do think it's gonna. Yeah, that's what I kind of just lost touch with.
So starting a block to the south of here is the Esplanade, so I will walk west along that street all the way over to Yonge, or maybe just over to Church. I'm still not quite sure. Let's look at the Canadian stage gearing up for the 2023 season. So if I counted correctly, this will be the 382nd regular video I posted to the channel this year. That does include some of the members videos for Patreon members and YouTube channel members, or rather Patreon supporters. And on this channel I went live 160 times. That'll be 161 once I go live tonight. And I released a few YouTube shorts. And on my other channel, Johnny Stumbles, I released a few dozen videos. And I went live there 71 times. And here we go, the Esplanade. So just on the left here is Parliament Square Park. And just beyond that is the Distillery District, where they're holding the Winter Village Market. And this is in the St. Lawrence neighborhood. So this is west along the south side of the Esplanade. And back in the mid-2000s, I lived in this neighborhood just south of here on Princess Street. I was renting a townhouse with a couple of friends. And it's crazy to think I was only paying around $700 a month for a bedroom in a pretty big 3-bedroom townhouse. Our combined rent was just over $2,000 combined for 3 people. And these days you'd be lucky to find a studio condo for that. Rent has certainly significantly outpaced inflation. There's the Market Lane Public School, junior and senior. One big change from those days to today is the addition of this bike lane and turning Esplanade into a one-way street for this stretch. So I looked up some basic stats from the channel, and in 2022 so far, there's been just under 7.8 million views, totaling just over 1 million watch hours. There goes a police car turning around at Lower Sherbourne. So this is Princess Street. I lived just south of here on Longboat Avenue. These developments are all new. And this setup here is designed to prevent through traffic. They've got that dedicated bus lane and the bi-directional bike lane. And there's this continuous park space just on the left. I would say in all of downtown Toronto, this might just be the most pleasant street to take a walk along. And this is Lower Sherbourne. North of Front Street, it just becomes Sherbourne. And just to the south of here, you'll find yourself at Lake Ontario. That's where a lot of people will be gathering tonight, as they're holding the fireworks at the lake instead of City Hall. And they did that last year. In fact, I think there were restrictions in place as of January 1st last year. I noticed I did a quote-unquote reopening video at the end of January. although that didn't stop a lot of people from getting out and enjoying the fireworks and countdown last year. There's a 75 Sherburne bus. A lot of the housing in this area is of the co-op variety. And this should be George Street coming up. So on my way down here, I looked up what my least viewed video so far recorded this year was. And that's been a walk I recorded in Bangkok from Terminal 21 to the Emporium Mall. That one didn't even sniff 3,000 views. And my least viewed Toronto video was a review and ride of the Pegasus e-scooter. And that one just clocks in at 2,524 views so far. But my most viewed video of the year is a fairly recent one I recorded back on the 15th of November. That was the first big snowfall of the season. And that one has hit 250,000 views. That's similar to the first snowfall I recorded a year earlier. That one also did quite well. And this is Lower Jarvis. There's the St. Lawrence Market. And the temporary Northern Market. Which I think is hosting a farmer's market today. There's Market Street. That was pedestrianized this past summer. This was so much better without all the cars on it. Hopefully that becomes permanent. And I did some traveling in 2022. Admittedly, not as much as I would have liked. Earlier in the year, I made it out to Mexico. And I stayed at a resort near Cancun. And you can see a video from that trip up on this channel. And in the summer, it was off to Amsterdam for just under a week. And a few months back, I headed off to Thailand. Spent some time in my favorite city, or at least one of my two favorite cities outside of Toronto, Bangkok. And I also went to the island of Koh Samui. Which, incidentally, Bangkok was the place where I was when the pandemic started back in early 2020. I came back to a very different world. There's a look north up Church Street. And in the summertime, the stretch of the Esplanade comes alive with patios. The beer market has been a staple of this neighborhood. Just gonna check to make sure the camera lens is holding up. It seems to be doing well. Can't really tell if it gets hit with rain and gets all blurry or not. There's the old spaghetti factory. It's funny, the only times I've ever been to the old spaghetti factory, I lived out in the suburbs. That was a long, long time ago. On the left here is a hotel that was converted into a shelter during the pandemic. And that is in the process of converting back into a hotel. It's no longer functioning as a shelter. All right, I could head to Yonge Street, or I could pop up here to Front. I might as well go the entire length of the Esplanade. Back in the early days of this channel when I was working at the financial district, I remember one lunch hour running over and doing a walk along the Esplanade. I think that was before I narrated them. In fact, it must have been. Here's Yonge Street. I thought that driver might have been waiting for me, so I waved them through. towards the tower. And the Hockey Hall of Fame. This is north, up the east side of Yonge Street from front.
Yes, it's not every time I have
I think I came up this way last year in the first video I recorded of 2022. I was down by the lake for the fireworks countdown, and after that I fired up a video and made my way north up this way, so maybe it's fitting that I finish off 2022 on the same note. Although I guess it's possible I do something similar later tonight. Oh well, I'll cross that bridge when I come to it. So this is King Street coming up. You know what, let's change it up. Let's head over to church. And I'll head north a block up there. So this is east along the south side of King Street West, or rather King Street East. And about 30 minutes ago, I was standing here, waiting to board a streetcar. There's the King Eddie. It's starting to rain a bit harder than before. And here is Toronto Street. That is the future home of Google Canada. Maybe just in case the camera is getting a little fogged up. Give the preemptive scrub there.
Actually, that kind of stuff also happens.
Back when I was living in this area, this place opened up, Casada. They were known for their big ass burrito. That's since turned into somewhat of a successful franchise. So across the street there we have St. James Cathedral. All right, let's head north up Church here. So what's in store for 2023? I think a lot more of the same. Daily Toronto videos, very frequent live streams, and hopefully more traveling.
The first person who truly helped me.
And we seem to have a fire truck here at Church in Adelaide. I don't think it'll be raining for the countdown tonight. And as for places on the to travel list, I really want to get back to Vietnam and explore Ho Chi Minh and Hanoi some more. There's some really interesting cities in between. I'd like to get to the US, perhaps revisit New York, and maybe take a trip south down to Miami. I'll probably take a hard pass on Vegas. I can't say I was overly fond of that place. And we'll throw some Canadian cities in there as well. That car was really pushing its luck. Clear yellow light, cars turning, but they stepped on the gas and went for it. And this is Richmond Street. The camera's starting to get covered in rain. I'm gonna stubbornly keep the umbrella in the backpack. I'd like to thank all the YouTube channel members and Patreon supporters for their support over the past year and prior years. There are currently 127 of them. That support adds up to something fairly significant, so huge thanks to everyone there. And I'd like to shout out the God tier members. They support the channel with at least $20 a month, including Paula Barton, who is both a God tier member on YouTube and Patreon, and Yogi, who is one of our moderators who does an excellent job. Yogi is a silver tier member on YouTube and a God tier member on Patreon, so thank you, Yogi. As I arrive at Queen Street East, let's head west here and make my way back towards Yonge. Other God tier members include Epic Nation HD, Where's Perry, Dennis Thurman, sorry if I pronounced that incorrectly, Liz P, Danny Kamen, Shepherd87, Chuck Diamond, Nicholas Butch, Deborah Ball, Ron V, and Jeanette Morales.
Yeah, a lot of my high school friends moved out to the west, so it's not that far.
So thank you again for your support. Also, congrats to Ken from the Ken Continuum for hitting the 10,000 subscriber mark. Speaking of which, in 2022, this channel gained 18.2 thousand subscribers. So a little less than it did in 2021. I'm not really one to chase the numbers. I'm grateful for everyone who has subscribed and watches the video from time to time. And now it's back to Victoria Street. Alright, so this is Queen and Yonge, and here you'll find Queen Station. Whoa, that Wheel-Trans bus just splashed that guy pretty good. I don't know how much the camera picked that up. And back to Yonge, so I'm just gonna head up to where else but Dundas Square. I think that's where I'll start off live streaming tonight. It was quite the crazy scene last year. Looks like there's a show letting into the Elgin and Winter Garden Stack theaters. And here is Shooter Street.
Exactly.
One thing I hope to do more of are collab walks in 2023. There's an awful lot of cars piling into the Eaton Center. Nothing like finishing off the year with some classic Toronto driving. Entering an intersection they can't clear.
No.
Yeah, right off of this street to the left is there. It's called the Elgin Theater.
And Dundas Square is just up ahead.
Blue is the medium size.
And even though there's no formal countdown here, this place will no doubt be a rocking scene leading up to midnight tonight. I'll be back later on tonight, probably just before 11. And on that note, I hope you enjoyed what I think is the final pre-recorded walk of 2022 in the channel. Huge thanks for your support over the past year. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more goodness in 2023. And again, thanks to our channel members and Patreon supporters. There are links to those in the description if you wish to support the channel that way. There's also a super thanks button appearing below the videos, a link to PayPal, etc. I think I'm going to take an Instagram photo and put this up there. So again, huge thanks and all the best to everyone in 2023. Happy New Year's. And I will catch you on the next one, next year. Yoink.